Hi guys, and welcome back to Ask Nikki P and Dan P, Danny P. We're a little uncomfortable. We picked a bad place to film because we feel like we're sliding off this bed.
That's okay.
It's fine. All right, so I'm going to jump into the question. Hi, Nikki and Dan. I appreciate all your advice. It's helped build my life the past few years. That's very kind of you. I know in some videos you mentioned that we should list out what we want in a guy. I've been wanting to try it, but I feel like I'm being too picky. Like, I'm a vegan, so I obviously want my boyfriend to be vegan or I'll get sick. I want him to have the same taste in music as me. I want him to have similar religious beliefs or at least respect mine, etc. Do you think this is too much? Will I never find someone if I'm too specific? I'm scared, but this is what I really do want to look for in a guy. I won't be comfortable otherwise. Thank you for any advice and your openness.
Well, in my opinion, those three things that you listed, already it's going to be hard to find someone just
With
on
all of those.
But if you have other traits that you're looking for, it's going to be really, really hard. And I'm sure you weren't a vegan your whole life. You became a vegan, so maybe you start dating someone that's not, that may want to become a vegan because they like what you're doing and they're able to see it for a little while. So probably not the best idea to be too specific, because if you are too specific, your soulmate might just
walk on by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think what it really comes down to is what are the things that you really, 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 really want in a person. And I guess those are different for everyone, which is why Dr. Laura, who's like this talk show host, advice lady that I really like, she's also like a psychologist, but she does like a talk show. She always talks about marriage. She says, her saying is choose wisely, treat kindly. That's like her slogan about marriage, because it really is a matter of choosing wisely for you. Because I know, I mean, dude, I have a ton of friends in my life like this that I can look at their husbands and go, those are good men, but I wouldn't want to be married to them. And they wouldn't want to be married to me because it's different personality types, but they're good men. So the point of that is, what is the point of that? I don't even know. List out. I guess the point is, yeah, I know what the point was, the choose wisely thing. You got to choose wisely for you. So I can't tell you what your, like, for sure things are, but you don't want to be, like, for me personally, I think something like music could be a little bit like, is it that important that the person likes the exact same music as you? Maybe it is to you, but for me personally, I would say, that's not as big of a deal.
You might find that person that meets all the criteria, but you may not gel with them. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
It's hard,
man. It's too hard.
It's hard. For me personally, just to give you an example, I feel like I've said this before in videos, I knew that I wanted to marry someone who had the same religious beliefs as me, because religion for me doesn't really feel like a religion, and it kind of feels like a way of life. Like how I operate and different decisions I make kind of all tie back to my like religion and beliefs there. So for me, it was like, all right, I gotta find someone who sees those things pretty much the same way, because that's how I'm going to operate my life and how I want to raise my children.
Sorry.
Am I boring you?
Mm-mm.
I am. So, yeah, I would say to get down to the real nitty-gritty of, like, what are some things that you are not willing to, it's like, no, this is super important. And, yeah, I tend to think a lot of those things have to do with beliefs and how you see life. I think those tend to be the biggest things, because taste in music, I can pretty much promise you, is going to either change or expand. You're going to start liking more kinds of music. It might change as you get older. Like, those are artistic things and stylized things. And I guess one could say the same thing of your beliefs. But that being said, I don't think, at least in theory, maybe 20 years from now I'll be doing heroin and lying all the time.
My taste in music has changed
a lot.
I liked, when I was in junior high, I liked metal, and then almost all through high school, I only listened to classic rock, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, the Doors, and then after we got married, started loving country.
Oh yeah, and you
And-
like electronic, like dubstep kind of. Don't be embarrassed.
I've never downloaded or bought any albums. When it comes on, I like it.
Yeah,
Some
it's
dubstep
cool.
type stuff. But now I just don't even listen to that much music at all.
Yeah, so point being, all those things can maybe tend to change, but like, I think in general, what I was going to say about myself being a heroin addict is I don't think that 25 years from now I'm going to be like, gosh darn it, I really don't believe in being kind to people, and I really believe in lying now. Like, there are just some core issues.
I'll just these.
And I know that you might hear that and be like, well, yeah, but that's how everyone feels. But I think when you really focus on those things, you can look for, not look for red flags, but you can see those traits in someone. Like, are they really a person of integrity? Are they a person whose word means a lot? Are they a person who respects other people and their hard work? Good example, I'm sorry if this is going to embarrass you, but this is just, I'm just giving examples not for the sake of like, wow, so great, but strictly for the sake of sometimes if someone gives you an example, I feel like you're like, oh, that's what you mean. So when Dan and I were dating, I remember one thing I noticed, and maybe I said this in an old video, but when we would go out to dinner and he would pay for the bill, he would always leave a really great tip. And I remember, and it was never like, watch me tip. I would just notice, like, he always tips well. And I remember thinking, that says a lot about who he is, because it shows that he recognizes people's hard work and he cares about the work people put into things. So there are different ways to notice things in people, in their integrity, and those are the things that are important, is integrity and honesty and respect and love. And those things, I think, are what you should focus on. I feel like we ramble a lot when we sit down to film together. We're just like, and then this point, and then this point, and then this point. But I know it's hard. It's really hard. And then once you have that list, don't really go hunting. You can put yourself in a situation to meet someone, but I think you should live your life and you should really live it. So go out, be in the right situations where you might run into like-minded people.
Because that's the only way you're gonna find them.
Exactly. So put yourself out there, but don't be on like hunt mode, because I swear everyone I know, it's like they found this person when they least expected it. I mean, I guess that's not true for dating sites, but I hear that a lot, is that they were living their life and they found someone. So I hope that any of that was helpful.
Yeah. A lot of the times, the minute you stop looking
Is when you find someone. Yeah, I mean, that's when I found you. Hey, I feel like we always give an example, but we got together when we were like 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hey, peeps. All right, we're going to stop rambling. Let us know in the comments, I guess, if your thoughts on that, your thoughts on like the list, making the list for the opposite sex for who you're dating, and if you got anything out of this. And we will see you all very soon. Also, as usual, this video was brought to you by Netflix. If you use netflix.com/Nikki, you get a free 30-day trial of Netflix. And let me know if you ever end up like signing up with Netflix under my link, because I want to thank you. You can put it on Twitter, comments, whatever, and we will see you soon. Bye!